Shalom, family. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb. Warfare. Warfare. Unfortunately, warfare is or has become a necessary part of man's existence. It is as a part of him as him breathing. I don't think there's any number of years in history that he can break things, but he can't fix them. It is the nature of man himself. And when I say man, I mean mankind as a species. You look at the earth today, it doesn't resemble how it started out. And even as I speak, they're they are digging holes and dumping concrete wherever they can, de- destroying every natural aspect of a natural life. The further you get away from to man as a species, I don't believe there's ever been a time where there's not being warfare. One king, one empire against another empire. Generally speaking, it's always over resources or money. Very rarely is it over anything principled, as we see as a failure of the world to come to the aid of what obviously needs to be come to the aid of. We sit back and we watch. We don't only do this in the United States. For who's going to control Africa as I speak? Who's going to influence Africa as I speak? Where no one but Africans have a right to say anything, and they do this openly, and they even saber rattle from time to time. They say openly that if certain countries on the world stage, namely Africa, is allowed to develop and use their own resources, then the Western countries, including the North America, will suffer. And on we go. 50, 52 countries are involved in 110 conflicts. 52 countries in 110 conflicts. Draw from that what you will. But what I draw from it is who are the 52 countries and why are they not only involved in 52 wars? How are they involved in, say, 48 more? Do the math on it. Analyze it. All that plotting, all that running around and carrying notes and messages about when's, the where, and the particulars of this obvious blasphemy, and it was over within minutes. It never even got started. It never does. The essence of God is what the essence of God is, and God is the beginning and the end. Whatever he thinks is, whatever he says becomes. If you see a viable way into warfare with such a being, need be physical. And the battlefield is earth everywhere. The battlefield is earth. No one will be saved from the exposure of this war. The war is ongoing and it's happening all around you every day, all around you. Moves are being made, challenges are being made, moves are being made. Re- rephrase. Reciprocal moves are being made as a defensive measure. What they're going to do next, how they're going to do it. We hardly ever know which which one of the agents they will employ. They're all agents at this point. Percent of the world should be thought of as agents. 75 to be fair. So I won't be guilty of embellishment. They're agents. Agents. Like I said earlier, you at first blush would think that that was a sign of power. No, that is a sign of fear. They see boogeymen everywhere, even though they have me, must concede. That's fact. And here's what the enemy is up against. The enemy is up against a lot. The enemy is up against a formidable force beyond their control at some point. They lost control a long time ago. It's more of a containment now, not control, but containment. But I say fear what? We only must fear the work of our own hands at the end of the day. There's no way out of what has been written. You, all of you, have been connected to the world's most sophisticated intelligence gathering network. The world has never seen such a thing. Every eye, every ear has been tapped. Just as you see everything I do by the millions and millions and millions and millions, forced, and no other options than calamitous behavior on our part. It's not out of the norm. We will use Mother Nature. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. We will, but we always could. But now the world knows we will, if need be. So the military aspect of the battlefield has not been fully tested. Not because we shy and was the factor behind it. Just memory. Just memory. Psychological aspect of this war. Well, early on, I had to give it to the enemy. People were crying, committing suicide, getting fired from their jobs. I mean, just you name it, and the good people of the planet were just catching hell from left to right, from north to south, east to west. It's just everywhere. But either they've run out of steam, or you've grown used to their in hell. Not even like the devil, but the devil surprisingly, um, he's a weird chap. He doesn't like to use words like hate. And anyway, we're gonna keep him out of it. But on the psychological level, there is a saturation point. There's a point where shit simply doesn't work anymore because you've done it so many times that even subconsciously, the long-term victim who has not killed themselves or crashed and then doing it again, there might be a slight uptick on Fridays and Saturdays and possibly Sundays, but on the outside side of that, they have made it routine. We are no longer alarmed. It's like watching a movie, and they have become emotional aspect. There's very few tears left. Very few tears. I don't have any more tears. I'm all cried out. I have no more tears. Anyone else have tears? I mean, outside of the girls and boys who get back to the old days. So emotionally, we pack a punch. We're winning. We are winning, which ties in to the spiritual aspect because that's the overhand right that they thought was going to be a jab, that damn near their knees are weak. They got to last the last 90 seconds of this round. How do you feel? Want to take this further and just act like we're going to hit them? Because spiritually, they have been done up. They, at this unit, allow themselves to be baited in, let in the door, and then mocked for the whole world to see. Mocked. And when I say world, I mean the world, both the living and the spiritual world. They all seen it. Mocked, made powerless, ineffective. Do not. They were treated as though they were not even worthy of a right and proper spiritual defense. Left the front door wide open. The spirits see them as a mockery, and the seeing eye by the millions see them as a mockery, not something to be feared, but made fun of. They don't have the power that you give them, a mockery, and they still hateful as hell. You have to understand who and what they are. They're not special. These are just, if the world didn't end, we have future demons walking around right now. All they are are the disembodied spirits of the most hateful group of people trying to scare the hell out of everybody and to take control on the behalf of the devil. They they are in a structure. First, the devil as the influencer, then the demonic as the muscle, and then the spirit as the workers, for lack of a better word. We know the whole system is just there at this point. My point is, we made unto them a mockery. They won't be trying this again anytime soon. So spiritually, we win, hands down, hands down. Side of the painting, and then as I stood there and I looked at it, I couldn't figure out how they did it, but then it came to me. First, they painted the demon, then everything else around the demon. I said, "Ah, what type of trickery is this?" At any rate, we win, hands down, politically. Well, they marching Jesus everywhere. When I first started this in 2018 or 19, the world was red, black, and gray. Go back in your head. Necessary. Again, warfare is warfare. You let your enemy believe absolutely whatever they want to believe about you. Whatever they believe is good for you. You remain silent. And they'll start to make stories unto themselves. I mean, faulty analysis, faulty extrapolations, because you give them no data to be input into their equation. Anyway, it's one of the facets of warfare. There, there's been a strange convergence between the political aspect of things and the spiritual aspect of things that I think is unstoppable at this point without war. Not not from us, but from them. They'll have no choice. Have I left anything out? Let me do a quick check. I don't think I have. We are winning on 3 out of 5. Unfortunately, unfortunately. Later, I will be posting live on Patreon. Somehow, I have to feed myself. See, so some of you guys are gonna want to follow me over there. And yes, there is a paid subscription because this is a paid channel. But the subscriptions start off at $5, and you'll have special access, or to me that the people on TikTok and YouTube are good. The sight of people dying, for me, anything dying at the hands of anything outside of a food source, and really I even have a problem with that, is an issue for me. So for me to witness man murder fellow man, no matter what you call it war, call it whatever you want, it still has the same flavor. And at some point, I've asked you this once before, and one should consider, meaning you, knowing me like you do now, what would you do?